Sister Wives star Janelle Brown has officially turned the page, and she's doing it in grand style. The beloved TLC star revealed a breathtaking glimpse of her 156-acre North Carolina property, which she's now sharing with her daughter Maddie and son-in-law Caleb Brush. Far from the drama of Flagstaff and the emotional wreckage left behind by Kody Brown, Janelle's new home represents freedom, healing, and a bold new chapter. Fans are calling it her real happily ever after, and from the look of her beaming smile, it's clear Janelle's not just building a house, she's rebuilding her life. When the name Janelle Brown comes up among reality TV fans, it is rarely without a nod to resilience, transformation, and the quiet but unmistakable strength that has defined her life over the decades. On Sister Wives, viewers have watched her navigate the complex web of emotions, expectations, and sometimes outright chaos of a polygamous marriage with Kody Brown. For years, Janelle's loyalty, patience, and determination seemed to keep a fragile balance within a household crowded with wives, children, and the ever-present shadow of Kody's controlling tendencies. But now, in a story that feels almost cinematic in its scope, Janelle has found a form of personal triumph that resonates far beyond reality television drama. She has reclaimed her life, her autonomy, and her happiness, all in the form of a sprawling 156-acre North Carolina sanctuary. The announcement came quietly but powerfully through her social media channels, where Janelle shared glimpses of the new property she now calls home. The sprawling estate, set against rolling hills and lush greenery, is a stark contrast to the often chaotic life she endured in Flagstaff. Here, the air seems lighter, the horizon broader, and the possibilities endless. Sharing the news with her daughter Maddie and son-in-law Caleb Brush only underscores the sense of familial solidarity and the beginning of a chapter that she is determined to write on her own terms. For Janelle, this isn't just a new house, it is a statement, a tangible declaration that her life is no longer defined by Kody or the constraints of her past. Fans were quick to react, flooding comment sections and forums with praise for her courage and admiration for the aesthetic grandeur of the property. Many have described the home as a symbol of freedom realized, an oasis where Janelle can nurture her family, invest in her passions, and finally exhale. The 156 acres provide more than just physical space. They represent emotional and psychological distance from a life that for so long demanded compromise and self-effacement. For years, viewers watched Janelle navigate the difficult dynamics of being one of multiple wives, often caught in the crossfire of jealousy, rivalry, and Kody's domineering decision-making. The new sanctuary in North Carolina is her bold answer to all of it, an unambiguous declaration that she no longer needs permission or validation to live fully and freely.
For years, viewers of Sister Wives have watched Janelle Brown navigate the turbulent waters of polygamy, public scrutiny, and the deeply complex family dynamics of the Brown household. She has been the steadying presence amid the chaos, often forced to balance her own desires with the demands of multiple marriages and the controlling tendencies of Kody Brown. The cameras captured her moments of laughter and joy, but also the quieter, more painful realities. The sacrifices she made, the compromises forced upon her, and the subtle ways in which her voice was often minimized in a household dominated by Kody's vision. Now, however, Janelle Brown is reclaiming her narrative in the most spectacular fashion possible. The Sister Wives star has unveiled her sprawling 156-acre North Carolina property, a breathtaking sanctuary that symbolizes freedom, autonomy, and a life unbound by past constraints. Nestled amid rolling hills and surrounded by the quiet majesty of nature, this estate is more than just a home. It is a declaration, a tangible manifestation of Janelle's journey from compromise to empowerment. Social media and fan forums erupted with admiration and awe the moment she shared the first glimpses of her new paradise, and the reaction has been overwhelming. Viewers called it her true happily ever after, a life crafted entirely on her own terms, away from the scrutiny, pressures, and drama of the Brown family household. The North Carolina estate is not merely a retreat. It is a symbol of Janelle's triumph over years of constrained choices. For decades, fans witnessed her quiet strength as she endured the complexities of polygamous life, often putting her own needs aside to maintain a semblance of peace within the Brown family. With Cody frequently at the center of decision-making, Janelle's personal desires were often deferred, her opinions filtered through a lens of family politics. Yet, in acquiring this magnificent 156-acre property, she has sent a clear message. Her life is her own, and her happiness will no longer be dictated by others. Sharing the estate with her daughter Maddie and son-in-law Caleb Brush adds an intimate and poignant layer to the story. It is a move that underscores both her role as a mother and her commitment to building a supportive, nurturing environment for her family. Maddie and Caleb's involvement is not just practical, it represents solidarity, shared vision, and intergenerational strength. The property is vast enough to accommodate family gatherings, creative projects, and private reflection, allowing Janelle to shape her life and legacy without interference. The estate is both expansive and personal, a testament to her dedication to freedom and family alike. Fans of Sister Wives were quick to recognize the symbolic power of the property. For many, it is not simply a beautiful home. It is a visual declaration of autonomy, a statement that Janelle has successfully extricated herself from the controlling dynamics that once shaped her life. The sprawling landscape, private wooded areas, and open fields are all emblematic of a life reimagined, a life that balances privacy, personal fulfillment, and familial connections. Janelle's move resonates deeply because it reflects a broader truth. Liberation is not just an emotional state, but can also be engineered in the physical spaces we inhabit. The reaction to Janelle's property reveal has been dramatic as it is emotional. Fans on social media speculated about how Cody would react, with many suggesting that the North Carolina estate is a subtle form of poetic justice. For years, Cody's approach to family dynamics was often criticized as self-serving and controlling, leaving little room for the voices of wives like Janelle to truly be heard. This move, in contrast, places Janelle firmly in the driver's seat of her own life, asserting her independence not through confrontation, but through the tangible reality of ownership, vision, and self-direction. Beyond the dynamics with Cody, the property represents a profound emotional victory. Janelle's history on Sister Wives is marked by resilience, the capacity to navigate pain, disappointment, and relational tension while maintaining grace, dignity, and purpose. For years, fans watched as she balanced the demands of multiple marriages, complicated family politics, and the pressures of reality television, often at the expense of her own comfort and fulfillment. The North Carolina estate is a culmination of that journey, a sanctuary where Janelle can live fully, freely, and authentically, without compromise or constraint. The beauty of the property itself cannot be overstated. The 156 acres offer rolling hills, forested areas, and wide open spaces that invite both reflection and recreation. It is the kind of place where every sunrise and sunset feels unhurried, where the natural landscape provides a sense of peace and grounding that was often missing in her life within the Brown family household. Fans and followers have been captivated not only by the sheer scale of the estate, but by the sense of calm, freedom, and opportunity that it represents. It is a dramatic departure from the hectic and often emotionally charged environment of Flagstaff, signaling a profound shift in Janelle's life and priorities. Janelle's move also carries significant implications for the Brown family narrative. While her separation from Cody was already a defining moment, this bold acquisition underscores her ability to redefine herself outside of the family's traditional dynamics. For the Brown children, the property is both a home and a lesson, a living example of resilience, autonomy, and the importance of pursuing one's own happiness. It is a powerful demonstration that while family ties remain meaningful, personal fulfillment and self-determination are paramount. While some critics might frame the property as ostentatious or as a pointed statement toward her ex-husband, the reality is far deeper. The estate is not merely a symbol of success or luxury. It is a space of healing, creativity, and freedom. It represents Janelle's ability to take the lessons, struggles, and experiences of her past and transform them into a future entirely of her own design. The narrative of freedom at last resonates precisely because it is grounded in reality. It is earned, deliberate, and emotionally charged. Every corner of the estate tells a story. The wide and open fields speak to limitless possibilities. The wooded areas invite quiet reflection. The spaces for family gatherings signal an intention to foster connection, creativity, and support for her children. Janelle's North Carolina sanctuary is as much about her own growth as it is about creating a legacy, one in which her children and grandchildren can thrive without the shadows of past constraints. The emotional impact of the property extends to fans who have followed her journey on Sister Wives. Long before the estate, viewers had witnessed the quiet power of Janelle's resilience, her ability to navigate complex relationships, endure criticism, and maintain a sense of grace amid public scrutiny. The 156-acre sanctuary is a visual and tangible affirmation of everything fans have long admired: courage, independence, and the determination to live authentically. In a broader sense, Janelle's North Carolina estate challenges traditional narratives around women in polygamous families. It illustrates the possibilities of autonomy, the reclamation of space, and the pursuit of personal fulfillment in a context where such freedom was historically constrained. By designing a life outside the confines of Kody Brown's authority, Janelle sets a precedent for her children, fans, and even fellow wives that independence is achievable and empowering. The revelation of her new home sparked intense speculation about the future interactions between Janelle and Kody. While their past is undoubtedly complex, her acquisition of the property signals that she is no longer tethered to his influence, financially, emotionally, or socially. It is an assertion that her life, choices, and happiness are her own, and that she is fully prepared to define her path moving forward. As cameras continue to follow the Brown family's personal and public lives, Janelle's North Carolina sanctuary will undoubtedly be a focal point. Whether showcased in home tours, family gatherings, or personal reflections, the estate is a living symbol of autonomy, courage, and triumph. It is an enduring reminder that liberation is not abstract. It can be experienced, manifested, and celebrated in the spaces we inhabit and the lives we choose to lead. In the end, Janelle Brown's story, from Flagstaff's polygamous tensions to the sweeping hills of North Carolina, is a testament to resilience, vision, and the transformative power of reclaiming one's life. Her 156-acre sanctuary is not merely a home. It is a statement, a celebration, and a lesson. It embodies the essence of freedom realized, of agency reclaimed, and of a future deliberately chosen. For fans of Sister Wives, it is a triumph to cheer for, a narrative to admire, and a powerful example of what it means to truly live on one's own terms.
Christine Brown opened up about the move in a recent Sister Wives episode, her voice trembling as she tried to balance her pride for her daughter's courage with the ache of watching another piece of her heart pack up and drive away. "She's heading from Utah to Charlotte," she shared, visibly emotional, "and I think it's less about the place and more about her and daughter couldn't be clearer. Two women making the hardest choices, not out of anger, but out of the need to breathe again." For years, Mykelti was known as the family bridge builder. While tension brewed among her parents and their many children, she often acted as the peacemaker, the one who refused to choose sides even as lines were drawn in invisible ink across the Brown family's once united front. When Christine left Kody in 2021, followed by Janelle and eventually Meri, the family's emotional landscape shattered into multiple worlds: Kody and Robyn on one side, and the rest of the family trying to rebuild on the other. Mykelti tried to keep one foot in both worlds, staying in touch with Robyn, maintaining contact with her siblings, and trying to assure everyone that love could still exist even when the structure that held it together had fallen apart. But now that role has clearly taken its toll. According to Christine, her daughter's decision was driven by more than practical needs.
Mykelti's husband Tony recently began exploring opportunities that align with his career goals, but Christine suspects that this move is about emotional survival as much as it is about professional growth. Mykelti's the kind of person who carries everyone else's emotions. She's always been the glue, but even glue starts to crack when there's too much pressure. That statement captures not just a daughter's exhaustion, but also a mother's recognition of history repeating itself. Christine knows what it's like to hold a family together with optimism and hope, to smile through disappointment and loneliness, and to realize one day that love can't be sustained by one person's effort alone. Watching Mykelti now, she sees her younger self, brave but burdened, kind, but quietly crumbling under the weight of everyone else's expectations. In Utah, Mykelti and Tony had built what appeared to be a comfortable life. Their home was near Christine, who had remarried and seemed to be thriving in her new marriage to David Woolley. Christine had built a life filled with laughter, cooking, travel, and the kind of everyday joy she was once deprived of in Flagstaff. Mykelti's proximity to her mother was both comforting and grounding. Christine had her daughter, her grandchildren, and the sense that the Brown women were finally forming their own community, one built on sisterhood rather than shared suffering. But even in that peace, unresolved tensions lingered. Cody's strained relationship with several of his older children, especially those from Christine's branch of the family, left Mykelti feeling like she was constantly caught in the middle. Sources close to the family have hinted that Mykelti's relationship with her father has been complicated ever since the plural family fractured. While she's remained in occasional contact with Cody and Robin, the emotional connection isn't what it once was. "It's different now," one insider said. "There's love there, but it's distant. Everyone's healing in their own way, and Mykelti's just trying to find hers." The move to North Carolina might seem spontaneous, but for Mykelti, it's part of a long process of reclaiming peace. Christine's tone when speaking about her daughter's decision is a blend of maternal pride and aching nostalgia. "I get it," she admitted softly during her confessional. "Sometimes you just have to go. You can love your family and still need distance. That doesn't mean you're running away. It means you're finally giving yourself permission to rest." Fans who have followed Christine's journey from her tearful goodbye to Cody to her new life of happiness in Utah recognize those words as a reflection of the emotional wisdom she's gained since leaving. It's the kind of insight that only comes after years of pain and healing, and she's now passing that wisdom on to her daughter, even if it means letting her go. The emotional toll of the Brown family's breakup continues to ripple through every generation. For Christine, it means watching her children navigate the remnants of a world she once thought was eternal.